Now, when I'm talking about medical records, I'm really talking about hospital records as the predominant ones that we need. And what I'm trying to do here is to explain how they work. Hospital records are roughly divided into 7 different sections. So you get correspondence, clinical, operative, results and reports, nursing records, charts, and then there's a sort of miscellaneous group: physiotherapy records, speech therapy, OT, dietitians, those type of therapists. Now, the way that it works now, of course, is that a lot of these records are put together and they're electronic. But in fact, electronic records haven't made it any easier to translate. The abbreviations are much the same. And of course, there are an enormous amount of typographical errors, which means that instead of the poor handwriting, you're now looking at poor typing, and that can make a difference. Now we'll turn on to clerking. Now, clerking is the medical way of looking at a patient. And the medical way of looking at a patient is completely different to the nursing way. They marry together and they're complementary, but they are very different. A nurse looks at a problem. You can't speak. And it works out what to do. A medic looks at the system that goes underneath that. So the genitourinary system, the neurological system, whatever it is. And I'm going to deal today with 5 of the main systems so that you can see some of the common abbreviations that come up. But clerking is very much a way of looking from the start to the end at a patient in a logical manner. So we start with HPC, the history of the presenting complaint, and then we go on through the systems on examination, and then we look at the various different systems that we have, and then you'll look at what the proposal is. Now, of all the records that you're going to face, the most accessible to you, if you are not familiar with medical records, is the nursing cardex. And that comes in chunks. So you have the introduction sheet, which details who's who, contact details, religion, allergies, so on. The care plan, which sets out the daily activities of living. And this is how nurses approach. So can you eliminate? Can you communicate? Can you mobilize? So on. And the way you deal with those particular problems as they arise. The cardex, which can be an hourly, daily, monthly, whatever, record of events. Usually it's at least 3 times a day it's written in because it's shift-based. But, and it is a big but, if something's going on, it needs to be written much more often. And then the communication sheets. So if you've got a doubt about whether they've had a test or they've had an X-ray, or for example, you can look at the communication sheets and you'll find that they may have communicated with the porter, they may have communicated with somebody else to try and get that test organised.